Hey, what's up guys? Today, I'll show you an adventure thriller film, Vertical Limit. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. An adventurous family of professional climbers is slowly climbing a challenging tall valley. They are having a good time seeing around together on a bright sunny day. As they reach a dangerous height, the caring father asks his eldest son, called Brother for short, to check the safety gear of his sister, nicknamed Beauty. Suddenly, two reckless amateur climbers from the top fall towards them. The ropes of the amateurs get hooked on the father's body, pulling down the father with them. The weight also pulls down Brother because the family is connected in one rope. Luckily, Beauty's cam, attached to the mountain wall, prevents them from falling. However, the cam cannot support their weight for long as it is slowly getting unattached. This forces the father to remove the shitty amateurs from his body, making the amateurs fall to death. Unfortunately, the family is still too heavy for the cam. The father then instructs Beauty to attach another cam on the mountain wall to support their weight, but Beauty fails to reach it. Out of option, the father tells his son to cut him out of the rope to reduce weight, or else they will die altogether. The siblings refuse to cut his father out since they do not want to lose him. But the father makes the son realize that Beauty will die with them if he refuses to make a choice in time. Brother then cuts the father out of the rope, leading to their father's death. 3 years after the tragic incident, Brother is now a National Geographic photographer, while Beauty is a famous climber. While walking down the vast icy fields of K2 Mountain, Brother's co-worker trips and gets severely injured. A military chopper is nearby, and Brother's friend pilot helps rescue his injured friend. The friend pilot brings them to the military camp where a doctor can treat the co-worker. Along the way, the friend pilot informs Brother that his sister is already at the base camp. When they land at the military camp, Brother wonders about the supplies in the helicopter. The colonel says the supplies are for a company's workers who want to try climbing K2. Apparently, the workers' boss, called Boss, paid a lot of money for them. As they proceed to K2 base camp, Brother asks his pilot friend if his sister will join the climbing expedition. The pilot affirms. As soon as they arrive, Brother finally reunites with his sister after a long time. It turns out that their relationship got strained after their father's death. Brother gladly congratulates her for being part of the expedition team and utters that their dad would be proud of her. Meanwhile, Boss finally arrives in the camp where the expedition leader, called Top Dog, and Boss girlfriend Beauty come to welcome Boss. Later on, Brother comes to the commander, asking for supplies. During their conversation, the commander reveals that the expedition plans to reach K2's summit for a publicity stunt for the new airline of Boss. That evening, Boss commences a good luck party for their expedition. In his speech, he talks about his failure to reach K2's summit 4 years ago. Suddenly, the foremost K2 expert, called Hermit, interrupts him and warns them about the risky weather during the expedition, which could lead to their death. In response, Boss calls upon the weather expert, who declares that there is a low percentage of bad weather during the expedition. Hermit then vaguely asks him who makes decisions during the climb, which affects who will live or who will die in the team. Boss seemingly disregards the question and just calls upon Top Dog, the assigned leader for the expedition. After the party, Brother and Beauty have an emotional argument about their father's death. Beauty blames Brother for the death of their father, believing that they should be willing to take the risk for their father the same way their father did to them. Beauty adds that she will reach the summit since she can feel their father's presence in the mountaintops. Morning comes, the expedition team consisting of Top Dog, Boss, Beauty, and 2 other mountaineers depart from the base camp for their climb. Soon after, the team has successfully landed at their point of departure heading to the summit. Along their way, Top Dog receives a warning from the base camp about possible dangerous weather incoming, so he decides to stop the climb. But the selfish boss says that if it gets worse, they'll shelter under the cliffs. He then states the possibility of the weather changing. Top Dog insists that, as the leader of the climb, he will not compromise their safety for a marketing campaign. In response, Boss encourages him to continue, since reaching the top would be a life statement for him. Beauty agrees, so they keep going. When Brother is about to leave, he notices the storm is coming to the expedition's location. He then rushes to the station and gets the radio to warn Top Dog about the bad weather. The commander takes over the radio, warning Top Dog that they need to back immediately. Upon receiving the warning, Top Dog decides to cancel the expedition. But Boss still insists on continuing and warns Top Dog that he will be known as the cowardly climber if nothing dangerous happens. As Top Dog insists on going back or else they'll die, the air mass and ice drizzle disturb their ideal escapade. When Beauty tries to use an axe, a part of the Iceland breaks, causing her to fall into a deep pit. Because of the rope connecting the three of them, Boss and Top Dog are inevitably pulled by Beauty. An avalanche sets forth, they run for their lives, but the storm kicks in fast, leaving their colleagues dead. After the avalanche passes through, the remaining climbers, Beauty, Boss, and the injured Top Dog, find themselves trapped in the pit and cannot communicate with the base camp. Meanwhile, the base camp is also trying their best to communicate with them, but to no avail. Brother then realizes that they can use Morse code to communicate with them, even with a low signal. Beauty then understands the Morse code from the radio and answers back, confirming that the three of them are still alive. Upon knowing this, the station team celebrates. Meanwhile, Brother notices the expedition mountaineer's cousin called Guy, who looks worried on the side, so he expresses his condolences to Guy. However, Guy is still hopeful that his mountaineer cousin survived. After that, Beauty informs the team that they are trapped in the crevasse, but the station team is hesitant to rescue them, since they need someone to climb the difficult trails of K2 Mountain. Also, they need to climb and find the three quickly, since they will succumb to the freezing weather as time passes. There are also rocks and ice that block the crevasse. Despite the challenges, Brother is determined to save his sister. He then comes to the military base to ask the colonel for explosives to blast the rocks and ice blockage. That night, Brother strategizes a fast climb, but it requires 6 individuals to go up there, and it'll be in pairs. He then asks the station team who is willing to join the climb. Fortunately, 4 initially volunteered: the commander, Guy, and the playful climbing duo, Woozy and Squiffy. As they make a team of 5, the chief analyst promises a reward of $500,000 for those who will join. Back in the chamber, Beauty informs the 2 that a rescue team is coming to save them. Boss instructs them that the rescue might take long, so they need to properly ration their water and medical supplies to survive the freezing conditions. He also instructs Beauty to inform her brother about their estimated location. Meanwhile, Brother and the commander who planned the rescue operations realize that they could not reach the location in time, so they plan to seek help from Hermit, the fastest K2 climber, who turns out to be his father's friend. The commander then reveals that Hermit climbed K2 Mountain alone years ago to find his mountain guide wife, who got lost during a tragic expedition. He can save the other survivors, but he never finds his wife, so he spent his whole life in K2 trying to find her. In the morning, Brother and his rescue team prepare for departure. To their surprise, the inexperienced climber but brave medic decides to volunteer for the sake of the reward money. They then take off from the base camp, heading to Hermit's place to convince him to help them. Hermit refuses to join them when they arrive there, but he changes his mind upon knowing that there is a reward. Hermit instructs them on their rescue plan. He orders the commander to go back to the station since they need a trusted coordinator. Apparently, he doesn't trust any of Boss' people. He then tells them that they will take different paths and will be in pairs, with the stronger one pairing with the weaker one. So the distribution is Squiffy with Medic to take Mushroom, Woozy with Guy to take Hockey, and Hori with Brother to take the West Ridge. After planning, the helicopter forces its limit to bring them to the highest point possible, so they can begin their journey in a spot nearer to their destination. Meanwhile, Top Dog is almost dying from the freezing condition, so Beauty tries to get a Dex to save him. But Boss refuses to give her the Dex, believing that it is a waste to give it to Top Dog since he will inevitably die anyway. Back to the rescue team, Woozy asks Guy about Alice's take on their possible death. Guy calmly responds that all men die, but Alice says their actions before death are all that matters. On the West Ridge, Brother asks Hermit about the apparent conflict between Hermit and Boss, but Hermit refuses to reveal it. As Brother almost falls, Hermit saves him. Hermit then assures him that he did the right thing to cut the rope to save himself and Beauty. In the chamber, Beauty catches a symptom of edema as she coughs with blood. Suddenly, the Hermit's radio signal reaches their radio. Upon noticing it, Boss tells Hermit to speed up as Beauty is slowly getting sick. Top Dog encourages the now sick Beauty to get the Dex, but Boss strictly says to follow the schedule because he's not sick yet. Top Dog then yells in pain and blames Boss for their situation. In response, the shitty Boss blames him back because he was the assigned leader. To get more supplies for their survival, Beauty suggests getting another backpack. Despite her sickness, Beauty bravely crosses to the other side to get the backpack. Meanwhile, Squiffy's bag starts to slide down. He tries to chase it, but the tragedy officially starts when Squiffy and his bag continue to slide quickly. Medic fails to catch him, so Squiffy uses his axe to stop his fall. Thanks to his axe, it prevents him from falling down the cliff. Medic tries to help Squiffy, but the tension increases when the ice drops. Just when they are about to settle, the nitro falls from his bag, so they hurriedly climb. The nitro explosion rings to the climbers, making Woozy and Brother devastated, thinking Squiffy and Medic died from it. Medic tries to call Squiffy. Squiffy then responds from the top, laying a rope for her. Sadly, though, Squiffy dies right after the avalanche strikes. Brother decides to go back for Squiffy and Medic, but Hermit says that the two of them are uncertain, unlike Beauty, who now needs their rescue because of her pulmonary edema. Meanwhile, Beauty opens the backpack and finds a spare box of Dex. She immediately injects herself and Top Dog. On the cliff, Medic climbs up using her cam and soon reunites with Hermit and Brother. On the journey to Hockey, Guy notices that Woozie is greatly grieving for his best friend's death, so he tells Woozie to turn back, but Woozie still decides to continue. Back at the military camp, the nitro explodes because of heat. Upon learning it, Hermit and Brother bring the nitro into the shade. Medic tries to warn Woozie and Guy, but she can't reach them, so Brother wants to locate them manually. Shortly after, Woozie and Guy see Brother's figure, waving at them to turn on the radio. As soon as they hear Brother's warning, Guy and Woozie hurriedly place the nitro in the shadows. Unfortunately, a nitro leakage flows directly at the sunray. Just when they both share a good laugh, the leakage explodes, leading to their tragic death. The explosion strips off some ice from the wall, which finally reveals the dead body of Hermit's wife. Upon seeing his dead wife, Hermit suddenly gets emotional as he can finally kiss her goodbye. Brother figures out that Hermit blames Boss for his wife's death. It turns out that his wife got trapped with Boss during the expedition 4 years ago, and Hermit believes that Boss stole the Dex from his wife, making her painfully die from edema. Brother then speculates that Hermit decides to join the rescue mission to take revenge on Boss. That night, Brother connects with Beauty. She instructs her brother to turn back because she's about to die because of edema. She tells him that they should have climbed at the peak together with their father's ashes because it will surely make their father happy. Brother assures her that they'll come back someday to do that, but it seems that she has already accepted her eventual demise. Meanwhile, the evil Boss murders the helpless Top Dog so they can save up more Dex. In the morning, Hermit finds out that the two are gone. Meanwhile, Beauty catches sight of Top Dog's dead body while Boss is trying to get out of the crevasse. She then angrily prevents Boss, which causes the ice portions to fall. Soon after, the freezing Boss and Beauty devise a plan through Top Dog's blood to signal their exact location. Meanwhile, Beauty and Medic reach the dangerous summit and finally spot the chamber. Brother carefully pours the nitro. At last, the moment has come for the nitro to rightfully explode. After that, the crevasse opens up, revealing the Boss and Beauty inside. Brother and Medic quickly run and lay the rope to the chamber to pull Beauty out. Brother suddenly slides down while pulling Beauty, affecting the rescue. Medic's axe can't hold longer, but thankfully Hermit comes to help. As Hermit comes down to the chamber, Boss gets a weapon, thinking Hermit would kill him. But instead of taking revenge on him, Hermit attaches him to the rope. With Beauty, Hermit, and Boss attached in the rope, Medic and Brother struggle to pull even further. Beauty's feet are stuck at the ice edge, so Hermit yells to stop and tries to push through her feet. But then, another ice part drops, Brother falls, then grabs the falling Beauty, who is attached to Hermit and Boss. Hermit realizes Medics struggle to pull all of them with the rope, so he brings out his knife, then prays before cutting off the rope, leading him and Boss to their underground limit. In the end, Brother, Medic, and Beauty finally arrive safely in the base camp. Brother checks up on his sister, but before he can do it, love starts to bloom, with him and Medic sharing a passionate but smelly tongue massage. Beauty sings a song for Brother, expressing her amazement with his heroism. At the end of the film, Brother genuinely smiles at the Icelandic memorial platter, thankful and proud upon overcoming their limit. This is Daniel's CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your day.